This computer. Hey, welcome everybody to our third Tuesday of the month that we call Tips and Tools. And I am so excited about tonight, more excited than I've been on this particular call in a while, because we have a great trainer tonight. She's going to share some from the heart and her authentic self, the good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the good. We talked about it today. And we're going to hear from Jennifer Straub, who is the National Marketing Director on the HEAT team. And a couple things I just want to say that I love about Jennifer. Number one, I love her directness. I love her pure honesty. She just comes through and says it like it is. I love that she laughs easily. I love that she talks about her kids. I know more about her two kids than I do a lot about other kids, and I love that piece because it makes me feel really connected to her. She's a numbers gal. She really knows the numbers. She knows how to look at her team and analyze it. And that's really great to have in a coworker. Um, I like her sense of humor. And so Jennifer, I don't know. It's interesting because I don't know what did you do in your past life before Juice Plus?
I was actually a banker.
A banker.
Well, I actually was in food service. I went to Purdue University and I was in food service, hotel, restaurant, institutional management. And
Okay.
what I didn't realize is how horrible the hours are. The hours are horrible in that industry and ended up in the restaurant industry. And at the time, he was my fiance, Rudy.
Uh-huh.
And every time I'd come home from work, I worked in a food service where we had themed nights. And he would always say, Italian night, Mexican night. And I just realized I don't like the hours. I don't like smelling all the time. So
Oh,
I left that and went into bank management. And I did that until I had children. And then we decided that I would stay home with kids. And
wow.
then Juice Plus came.
So I just got to learn about you. I've never asked. I'm so glad that I did. I think that's hilarious. And now I'm going to be sniffing you to see what you smell like.
I don't know if that's a good idea anymore, but
That's not what we're going to do tonight. So what we're going to do tonight, and I am excited about it, is on one of our NMD calls, Jennifer started talking about something that she called backyard conversations. And it's not a thing. I thought it was an app, at first. Oh, is there backyard? No, it's just what she calls an event. You could be kitchen conversations or living room conversations or over soup conversations. It's just what she labeled it and had people in her backyard. But what I loved about it was the way in which she invited, how simple she kept it, and the results that she was having over the summer. And I know you said things have shifted a little bit now, but let's start. If you could start from maybe the invitation process and what your thoughts were about this, and also why you were really pushing yourself because you had some concern about your business. You wanted to regrow parts of your business. So, would you tell us about, first of all, your desire and your hunger to make this work, and then we'll get into the invitation.
absolutely. So, and Nikki did not tell me any questions she's asking. So you're really getting the authentic me because I've
That's
not been
where
set
you
up with
roll,
anything.
so it's perfect.
So
Enough.
I noticed, I'm sure everybody can relate that through the digital transformation, our existing team kind of froze. Like it just was like going from the old system to the new system. People were really struggling. People were really having a hard time not being able to do the customer service that they used to do. They were scared to place orders. So just the numbers stopped and then the numbers started dropping. And I was seeing my business drop. And the first time since I became NMD that things were dropping. And I realized I really had to do something different. I had to really change my focus and new people had no idea what we were going through. New people had no idea where we had been and how things are different now. And it was easier to bring someone new in. And they loved all the new digital platform that we have that was frustrating us. They were telling me how easy it was. So I realized that in order to really regrow, and we all know that if you bring a rock star in, it kind of goes out the whole team and everybody gets excited. So for the first time and the 23 years I've been in this business, I was focusing on the business more than I was the product. Okay, so I've always been get on the product, like the product, and then introduce the business. This was just downright introduce the business because I had to spark new numbers. I had to re-strengthen my structure. And so I was just going after trying to get new people on my team.
So, how hard was it for you to go from just doing customers to getting team? to getting to be really bold and really ask for partners. How hard was that for you?
Well, one of my statements that I always say to my team is get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like there is no growth when you're just maintaining. There's only growth when we're extending ourselves and we're uncomfortable because that's where we truly become who we want to be, is getting outside of who we're stuck in being. So I had to actually follow my own advice, and I just spoke at a boot camp in February for the Kentucky Lakes boot camp, and that was my statement: is get comfortable being uncomfortable. So it was really uncomfortable, but if I wanted to see a change in my team, I had to be uncomfortable. So it's one of those things, and I'm a hot mess. I just am, but I'm definitely under the understanding that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person or the right thing to the wrong person. So I just started getting out there and changing the way I had conversations, but it wasn't anything dramatic. It was more of, you know what, I'm just looking for like-minded people to develop healthier communities. And it was in the approach of, it was definitely a business event that we were having, but it was all stemming. Sourdough was really successful for me. I was getting people in my door for sourdough. And when they started liking our message and they started asking more questions, I would in my follow-up say, you know what, we're just looking for more people to spread our message. We're looking for more like-minded people so that we can build healthier communities. I'd love to invite you to this event. And so I was inviting to the business event. It was stemming off from people coming to hear the sourdough message and liking the message. If they weren't resonating with it or not interested in the health message, they were not the one I was reaching out to. So it was people who were asking questions, people who seemed interested. I would either ask them that night or do a follow up with them and just saying, we're looking for more people. My voice alone is not very loud, but we together have a louder voice. And I would love for you to come see what we do, what we're doing, and what we're looking. We've got spread into different communities. In the invitation, it was always, we're looking for like-minded people to help build a healthier community. It's one child at a time, one family at a time, one school at a time, one community at a time. I can't alone do this. We need more boots on the ground. We need more people helping spread. And our whole community stands for, I mean, it's how food can impact our health. So I talked more of our community than I did our product to get people to the event. It was never, they knew I was with Juice Plus, but it was more of the mission. I am a firm believer that if you mention a business to anybody, it brings on stress. If you mention a mission to someone, it brings out passion. It brings out like this calling to do it. So I don't ever, ever, ever call this a business. It is a business. I know it's a business. It pays like a business, but it's always been a calling. It's always been a mission. It's always been driven by my heart. And so whenever I ever invite anybody to the business, it's always the mission instead.
I hope you are all taking notes. This is recorded and it will come again, but this is the second time I've heard her say this. And I don't think I've heard this before. And I always believe that nobody needs another business in their life. That is just makes my head want to explode. But the way you said it, business, brings on stress, mission brings on compassion. That
Passion,
passion.
passion.
Okay, passion.
Because it lights that fire in you. I mean, you have to be compassionate for
Yes.
sure, but
Yes.
it brings out a passion in you. I mean,
Well,
it's like
say it.
there is no purpose in anything that we do if we're not passionate about it. I mean, you cannot, and that's what I keep telling my kids when, like, my son was changing majors, and he was just so stressed. He told everybody he wanted to be a vet, and I said, honey, if you're not passionate about it, you're the only one waking up and doing this every day. You've got to have a passion to do what you're doing. Who cares what you told someone? Like, you've got to have that drive. You got to have that passion. And that's what we are now. We can't inspire healthy living around the world if we're not inspired.
Right.
It's got to come from passion. And so
So
the whole business comes from that for me.
that's beautiful. And I'm going to stop. Is it okay if I stop and ask if somebody has a question about the invitation, or would you rather wait till the end?
I don't care. You
Does
know me.
does anybody, because and just it's going to be quick because I'm going to stop a couple times and take questions throughout when I think it's a significant moment. Is there anybody that has questions about her invitation process or the way that you've been inviting that she can talk to you about? If you do, unmute yourself and say, I do. And you're not going to marry us. You're just going to say, I, stupid, I know. Okay, so we're good. So we're going to go on. So now you've mostly invited about the community, the business, creating healthier community. What are you inviting to?
So I call it backyard conversations. And it's a very laid back conversation. I mean, it just is. Now, here was the sticker. Like, we were all concerned when I started doing this. We don't want this to be a networking event. We don't want everybody bringing in, I'm a yoga instructor. Like, we wanted this to be targeted Juice Plus. So that is the one thing that we did have on there. At first we had sponsored by Juice Plus at the bottom of the flyer. We moved to the top of the flyer, Juice Plus presents, because I really wanted to make everybody be aware that we were talking about the Juice Plus community. We're not networking when everybody tell what they want to do to make healthy communities. It was Juice Plus presents backyard conversations. So it was targeted Juice Plus, and when we did the event, we followed the one simple change um, PowerPoint, and I have a TV in my backyard. We did that. Now, I do have to say that is completely changed. I'm doing a presentation on Thursday, and I went on to update the slide, and the new one on boards is all the new graphics. I was doing the old one, and I still have that if anybody needs to send that because it's not on boards anymore. But I like when we're talking about statistics. I like when they're talking about the heart disease and the cancer. That's not on the new one simple change.
And so when you say it's not on there anymore, I am assuming you were talking about the corporate boards because it would still be on
Mhm.
the old boards for me. Where would you find that presentation in the Juice Plus on the Go boards?
I always went to either your board or Campbell team. And yesterday I went to On the Go and I went to resources. And then
Okay.
I went to business and I went to presentations.
Okay. All right.
But when we're at the event, like, every event that I do, I'm trying to cross-reference other events that we do. So I'm always have Powerballs. To me, I don't like serving smoothies at events because I have to be there getting them ready, or I have to assign someone to do that. And then it's loud, and it's all that. So I have really gotten into just doing Powerballs at events, and then they know they can make smoothies out of it. But this is also another form. Everybody knows how to do a smoothie.
Yeah.
This is another form, and so it's like it makes them think, oh, I can do pancakes and all these different options with the same protein powder. So to
Perfect.
me, it just expands that. I always have a sourdough board here. I always have a butter board because I want to talk about our community. It's all about education, and we teach gut health through sourdough. So they get to try that and fall in love with the sourdough. And I always have a veggie tray. Like, I just chop up a few veggies. It's not
Okay.
a store-bought thing, and homemade hummus because we do fruit and veggies. Like, I always have colorful fruit and veggies here served. So they come in, we just kind of chat, we kind of talk. When I do the one simple change presentation, I'm doing sugar displays. I'm going back to doing the old traditional sugar displays because if we're going to make an impact on our community and we're talking about how we're unhealthy, let's show how we're unhealthy and how we can impact. I want them to come in and learn something because if they're not moved by what we're doing, if they're not seeing that our community has an impact, then they're not going to join us. So I even show my Happy Meal. That's old. So I've gone back to the way old traditional stuff, and I can't tell you how many people are excited about what we're doing. It's like a different movement. And then, of course, we talk about Juice Plus as a catalyst to help and one simple change. But I go through all the old stuff and I go through the slides. And then I even talk about the business where there's like 3 slides I have on the business and just we need help on this mission. Like, we alone cannot get this message across. And I always say we are fighting fast food on every corner and vending machines in schools. Like, we've got a hard road ahead of us. Like, we're fighting all these things that are so popular in commercials on the TV, and we need to get our health message out. So I think it's really important to mention what we're up against and then show some visuals so people are kind of that's shock and awe almost like when they understand what sugar really does to you. And it's such a simple thing that we're always exposed to. And so it's getting people excited about our message. And then, of course, we've got Juice Plus.
Okay. So fighting vending machines in schools, and what was the other one?
Fast food on every corner and vending machines in schools.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
that's what when I say my voice is not loud enough, because it's everywhere. And we need more people, talking about the impact food has on your health.
so people come in, you meet and greet with them, you're happy to see them. Maybe you show, they're snacking on some of your veggie trays and the power balls and all of that. You sit them down, you said, I'd like to show you something, or what is it that you say? How do you just introduce it really simply?
Yeah, I just say let's get started. Let's
Right.
hear the mission we're on. Like, I mean, it's Juice Plus Presents. And
Right.
so we go and we do the PowerPoint. And I'm very sincere of we need your help. We need your help. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a very targeted, more of a plea for help.
Great. And then, so now the presentation is over and it's included the business. Do you
Mhm.
talk anything more about the business before you close?
No, I do my screens just to show the that we've been around for 50 years, and I mean, I make sure everybody knows I've been with them 23 years. And in closing, I just say, thank you very much for coming. If you or you know someone who may be interested in number one, your own health with the Juice Plus products, or number two, helping us on this mission, we need help. We need your help, whether it's giving us a referral, whether it's you joining our mission. I have had so far, there's only been one couple that has not joined the team, and they were 90
Ah,
and they were the cutest couple ever, and they bought the product. So when we're doing this, we're not having like big people, like we're not having lots of numbers, but it's a very targeted event. And to me, it is so much more important to have quality over quantity.
yeah.
And so we one time we had 5 people. One sourdough, I almost canceled it, but I didn't. There were only 2 people who showed up, just 2. And I've never had such a small sourdough. Well, we got to talk more about, the health part of it. And they both were asking lots of questions. One was a nurse. The other one actually worked with my daughter. And I in the presentation, I said, this is part of our community. I've actually started another series called Backyard Conversations. And this is where we're exploring more of how we can help each other out and build healthy communities. Well, they didn't want to wait. The very next night, we did a Zoom call with the presentation, and they're both partners.
Great.
No one's running at record pace, but it takes all the little people to build the foundation, to get the numbers back up, to get the excitement going again.
Absolutely. And we know, if you talk to 500 people, and we've seen those numbers before, I can list you off the people I've seen the funnel from. You
Mhm.
talk to 500 people, I think the results is you may end up with 5 really
Mhm.
serious business builders, but you have a PMD business kind of
Right,
thing. So it,
right.
it, it really is about talking to enough people. So I'm going to just stop there and just see if anybody is has any questions for you.
I do.
Okay, go for it, Nancy.
Um, so when you are advertising it and you say Juice Plus Presents, I mean, you're not advertising a salad party or a sourdough. What are you saying? Just a wellness event or
No,
what?
we're just looking for like-minded people to help us build healthy communities. Come find out what we're all about. I mean, I'm literally saying, come find out what we're all about. It is all Juice Plus. It is so in the one simple change, it is a health presentation with it. Like I'm going through, we're not very healthy. This is why we're not healthy. This is what we need to be doing. And here's Juice Plus, and then the business side of it. So it's all, it's like, it's same thing, exact same presentation I do for launch calls. But instead of saying, so and so has joined my team, we're not asking you to buy or sell, we're just asking you to understand what we do. It was the same concept, same presentation. It's just an overall for everybody, come join us. And it's right out there saying, we're looking for help.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
great.
thank you.
Thanks for the question, Nancy. Does anybody else have a question?
Yes, I do. Hi, Jennifer. So good to hear your story. You mentioned the presentation that you're doing. Are you actually using the older board with the stats on it? I mean, the
I
older
am.
presentation? Okay, that's the one I would love to see. Is that something you can share with us?
Absolutely.
It's on the Heat Team boards.
Oh, it's still on the Heat Team
Sources
board.
and
I
presentations.
think I pulled off a few screens that were more specific on like more details in the business. I will send Nikki the presentation I use, and then she can send that out.
Thank
And I
you.
will post it on my Voxer, and I can also post it on the Heat Team Facebook group.
Okay,
So if you'll send that to me, that's great.
thank you.
Is it a PDF form or a PowerPoint, Jennifer?
PowerPoint.
Okay, great. Because I had one question about that as well. All right. Does
There there was one other thing that you mentioned, and I just like this verbiage. You said to the 2 nurses that both showed up for the sourdough, I've done one sourdough as well with 2 people. That was difficult. But what did you say we are going to explore? Or I can't remember, you said you're going to do the next day. The verbiage was great.
Well, I had just mentioned, and I don't even know what I said 5 minutes ago.
You know,
I just when they're asking questions about health, and they love the health message I was giving, I just said, "Come find out what we're all about." Like that, we are a community. I'm selling a community. I'm
mhm.
not selling a Juice Plus business. I'm selling a community. And when I do this, when I do the backyard conversations, I even on my phone pull up the boards app and go to the FAQs and specific health conditions and scroll through, slowly saying our community, we can help any health condition with food. Like I'm showing them that it's joining our mission is joining a community that connects you with all sorts of resources. I mean, it's much more than trying to go make a paycheck. It is support. It is everything. And I mean, I've learned everything through our community. I mean, I don't have a background in this. I was a banker. So it's really important. Our community is everything.
So
Yeah.
in other words, what I was hearing you say, Beth, is at the sourdough party, she mentioned some of the others, that next week we're going to be exploring more about our community and more about deeper into our products. And the person did not want to wait for another week. So she did the Zoom call with a simple presentation.
Right.
Super simple.
Just
Yeah.
those two people. Just those two people.
Why?
When I do Zoom, I don't use the sugar displays. And I
Mhm.
don't use and I'll mention in there if we were live, I'd be showing you the sugar displays because I think it's really important that we have those tools to help people understand it. But I don't do that on Zoom. I used to, but it's really hard to hold it up and do this and do that. And then like the long, it's just harder to do. So
Yeah.
now I just do that in person.
And
And
that's where you tape a bunch of sugar packets
Uh-huh.
together. Yeah.
hmm
yeah. And then Heidi just asked a question about, and I know the answer to it. Do you make sourdough together or just serve it? At the backyard conversation, she's not making sourdough together. She
Correct.
serves it at that event unless they're coming to a sourdough workshop.
Correct.
She's talking about it's not a sourdough workshop, but when they taste the sourdough and they hear it's hers and she knows how to make it, she gets to say, this, I learned to make this from this community. And oftentimes we do workshops as a community. So again, you can bring in community, gut health, and the sourdough when they taste your sourdough bread and like it.
Right. And it's really important that they see the different aspects because when we're at sourdough, those people who are interested, I'm mentioning backyard conversations. When we're at backyard conversations, I'm saying we do these type of events. So I'm cross-referencing everything because I mean that's who we are. Like we're helping people. We're not just saying you need to be healthy. We're walking the walk. We're talking. We're doing food preps. We're doing all these different events, and we're showing them how to do that. So we kind of cross-reference everything.
Yeah. So we're just about out of time. It feels like everybody has gotten their questions answered. Is that, what Lita just asked, is the sugar display as well as the vitamin container on boards anywhere? I don't think it is.
No, and my it's right here. Hold on one second. My sugar displays are the same ones I've done for years. Hold on. I just had an open house, so I have everything.
Like 20 plus years.
Yeah, yeah, and I have everything in my little thing right here, this little bag. I always have out. I do this without knocking this over in my bag. I always have out my display. Okay, this is always out for the fruit basket, and I went to Hobby Lobby, and it's like real life looking fruit, and this is just my fruit basket. I always talk about. Gonna fall over here. 5 pounds of sugar. We talk about that. The average child eats that in 1 week. I have the Campbell soup that has the same amount of sugar as a Snickers bar. I mean, my sugar displays are very simple. So we talk about, same amount of sugar, 7.5 teaspoons of sugar. I have the La Creme, 3.5 teaspoons of sugar in this tiny little mousse yogurt. And then I have the soda. Okay, 17 teaspoons in this soda. And then I hold these two up and I talk about what does sugar do to you? And it eventually gets around to 21 teaspoons of sugar completely suppresses your immune system. So we go, and then we talk about, are there more viruses in the winter than there are summer? And no, we have all the sugar holidays and we go through. So it's more of an awareness, but that's all I do for sugar. I have those little displays and it's just eye-opening for people.
So I got a question and I've pulled it up real quickly and I'm just going to do a really quick share screen here. I can find my share screen. There it is. share. Hold on one second, right here. Share. And can you guys see this? Is this the display is that this presentation you're talking about that you use, Jennifer? Can you see it?
Yes, no, I took a lot of screens out. So I
Oh,
don't have that. I don't have some of these in there. I'll send it to you.
okay, so let's not worry about it anymore. She's sending it. Everybody's trying to post, they're trying to find what you're talking about, and you're going to send it. So you don't need to
Right.
waste time. We'll get one. So
Hey, do you want me to pull it up quickly?
no, you can just
Nope.
send it
Okay.
to me and I will make sure that it gets posted on the Heat Team Facebook and on my team's Facebook and Voxer, whatever. So everybody
I
will,
just took out a few screens just so it wasn't a full-blown health night. It's
yeah,
more to bring awareness of why we're needed, and
yeah.
the statistics do that. Here, we are the solution. Here's the stability of the company behind us. Help
So
us
it's
spread
the
the
one that
message.
you've reduced. That's the one you're going
Right.
to send us. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Can I,
Any,
I have
yeah,
another question about inviting. So are you inviting, you were saying you're like, everybody knows you do Juice Plus already. So you're inviting people that already know you generally and know what you do.
Well,
Are
I've had conversations with people like Rudy's cousin. I mean,
Mhm.
she really knows nothing about Juice Plus, but she was retiring. She's a teacher that was retiring in a year. And she was talking about being tight on funds, what she can do in a year. And I said, you know what? Why don't you just come find out what we're all about? Because we could work together and build over the next year. And I need help and you're in schools. And what a message, that's my message. And I literally taught her about Juice Plus while she was here. She didn't even know what it was, but she was looking for income. I have another teacher that came to a sourdough. We happened to go to church together, like we recognize each other, but we never met. And she loved the message of sourdough and she just retired. I'm like, why don't you just be part of our community and help me make this, spread this message? And she joined the team. But she came to backyard conversation. So some people are not aware of Juice Plus, but they're looking for income. I have another guy that just joined my team last month and he was let go from his job. And I just simply said, he's very health oriented. And I just simply said, this may not be the right time because I know you just lost all your income, but understand there is a great opportunity behind Juice Plus.
that's,
And he's joined.
that's
You
great.
know what's so funny about this is that it almost sounds like how we used to do it back in the day,
Mhm.
with
I
the
was never comfortable with that though.
on the go books and all that.
Mhm.
So what Les Brown said today was it today or yesterday? I'm so confused. I think it was last night. He said 300 million jobs are going to be lost because of AI. So there's a lot of people out there that we still need to talk to and that will probably be open. So I love the fact that I love the statistics and stuff. I know that they have risen drastically and we can't use the old on the go books. Probably most of you don't have them. But I mean, that was the easy way of just inviting somebody to a living room conversation, a backyard conversation, or whatever. Just easy, like enjoy a night out,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sounds great. I like the idea of having sourdough there with the butter boards. I think
You
that's
got to
cool.
cross-reference the events. I mean,
Yes.
we are not just one product or one event.
Right.
We are a
Absolutely.
community.
Hmm. Very good.
Thank you, Alita. All right. I think that Jennifer has hopefully answered all of your questions. Again, hearing this the second time was fabulous. I got it before, but wow, it's just fabulous. So we're going to close it up for tonight.
Nikki, Sandy had one question. Sandy
Yes.
did.
Okay.
I
Sandy,
saw Sandy, how do you close? Um, you know, after when my other partners are here, after we get through my last screen is, to eat it, take it, share it, earn. So I always have that. And then I do have a few partners tell their story and a very short story about the impact it's made. And it's maybe one or two, and it's not even that I've assigned it. Like people just start sharing. And at the end, my close is we are looking for more like-minded people to help us spread our message. We hope that's you. Like if it's not you, can you refer us to someone? And it's just a very targeted, either you or someone else. We just need to spread our message.
and what Jennifer said earlier in closing, maybe you're just interested in your own health. This would be for you, but maybe you're interested in sharing the idea with others and referrals, or maybe you want to join our team because we are looking for like-minded people to strengthen our health community. That's it. It's the ABC close that we've always used, but she's very clear about joining our community to strengthen and make it a healthier one. So
And I do say a lot, we need more troops on the ground, boots on the ground. Like we need our army of people out there sharing.
I love it. Take it, share it, build it. Heidi just said that in the comments. All right, everybody. Thank you for getting on the call tonight. This is the kind of calls that we do on the third Tuesday of the month. Tips and tools, how to grow your business. You're all welcome to join whenever you want. It's on the same line we did tonight. And Jennifer, great presentation. She kept saying, well, should I have slides tonight? Should I do this? I said, you know what you're doing. You're perfect. So if
Well, thank you.
all want to unmute ourselves and give Jennifer a great big party loving thank you, that would be great. So party loving thank you, Jennifer. It really was great tonight.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Right.